Welcome. I'm going to do an Invisalign update, my second last one that I'll ever be doing, because in 4 trays I'm supposed to be finished my Invisalign treatment. Yay! I figured this would be a good time to do an update because, well, first and foremost, a lot of people have actually been asking me if I've finished the Invisalign treatment because I don't seem to be wearing my trays in my videos and in pictures. I'm not actually finished my treatment. It's just that when I make videos, it's very uncomfortable to wear them and talk with them on. I slur a lot and it becomes more exasperated in the videos. It becomes much more obvious. So I take them out for videos. And in some of my pictures, I'll take them off, but a lot of the times I leave them in because they actually help my teeth look better in a lot of pictures. My last update was about 9 months ago. And in the last 9 months, there have been a few changes. Most significantly that I've noticed is actually my bite. I used to have a really bad underbite in the beginning. My top teeth used to be significantly pushed back, so I had a pretty serious underbite. And now they're actually forward a lot. And I noticed even when I speak, I sound a little bit different now. One of the biggest complaints I had in my last video was that this tooth up here didn't have a proper attachment. It wasn't tracking properly. And that was actually addressed a few months ago where they ended up putting an attachment on that tooth. Different from the ones that come with the standard braces, it's actually a little button and 2 buttons down here to actually pull that tooth down with elastics. So overnight I would wear an elastic that goes from top to bottom, and near the end of this video I'll actually show you what it looks like when I have my Invisalign and all of my elastics. Aside from this tooth up here that's not tracking properly, or wasn't, the teeth next to my front ones, these here, also weren't tracking ideally, so they ended up putting also buttons on those. So the elastics for this setup go from top to bottom. I also had Propel done. I think I mentioned Propel in my last video. It was one of the most atrocious procedures ever done. And my dentist actually, after the experience that I had with it, I was his test trial. And after that experience, he elected not to have that system in his office. He agreed with me that was one of the most barbaric tools and procedures a person can undergo. And in fact, when I went in a few months later, a lot of the assistants and the other doctors that work in the office came up to me and said that it was one of the most barbaric things that they'd all witnessed. And yeah, especially after I agreed to do it again. But in a very different way with a different tool. Instead of having the Propel system, which is actually just a hand-cranked screw that gets screwed into your gum line to inflame it so that teeth can move with greater ease and a little bit faster than normal. What he did was instead basically attach the needle to one of his drills and just drilled holes with a tiny needle in my teeth. Let me put it to you this way. The first time I had Propel done with the actual Propel tool, which is the hand-cranked screw, the pain was so bad that on my way home, I considered driving into oncoming traffic. Now, I would never do something like that. I'm just trying to illustrate the intensity of the pain. I didn't want to be conscious. It was the worst physical pain I'd ever experienced, aside from cracking my skull open when I was a kid. The Propel system was the worst, hands down. What my dentist did, the modified version of it with just a needle at the end of one of his drills, you can't even compare the two. It's the same principle, it's to inflame the gum, but when he did it his way, I didn't feel anything at all, not one bit of pain. And he used like 1/10 of the freezing that he did the first time around, so that should give you an idea of how terrible that Propel system was. Nevertheless, I had it done twice, and the first time was with the hand crank, horrible experience. The second time was with just the needles on a drill that my dentist modified and did himself. That went over really well. Now you can see in the before and after here that the change is extremely drastic, and honestly sometimes I lose sight of how much my teeth have actually improved because I see myself every day. So the movements or the changes are so incremental and so minuscule that it almost feels like nothing is actually happening. But sometimes when I go to the office and I see the pictures that I started with, I'm mind blown and I can't believe that like these are the teeth that I have now. One of the things that's become really obvious to me and that bothers me a lot is this tooth here. I had a root canal done on it a long time ago, many years ago, before I ever started Invisalign. And because it was so far back, the tooth, it wasn't really obvious at the time how dark it was or how dark it was getting. But when it's moved to the front, I made the comment to my dentist. I said to him, look, like when I look at my teeth from like underneath, like that, they have that ideal horseshoe shape. But when I look at them like head on, this one here still looks like it's receded back. So we talked about that and he said because it had the root canal, the tooth is getting darker and over time it's probably going to get even a bit more darker. So the only real recourse for that is to actually get a crown. So at the end of my treatment, I'm going to end up getting a crown and I also have to get like, I think he said bridging done on a couple of other teeth. But that is going to be at the end. Overall, I'm really excited. The thing that I'm most excited about all of this, to be honest, is to get my attachments removed and the buttons and to whiten my teeth. I have this thing about white teeth. I want the whitest teeth ever. And my friends and family are like, oh, but you already have really white teeth. And I go, no, you don't understand. I want them chiclet white. I want them Ross from Friends white. I want like the extreme. I find that the compound, that the cementing compound that they use for attachments, sometimes it got a little smeared over my teeth and I drink a lot of coffee, so it's very stained. So I can't wait to get that off and have my teeth whitened because that's the one thing that I'm excited for a lot. And then after that, I'm just going to have to wear a retainer. So I'm really excited. I only have 4 trays left, which means I have a month. And then that's it for my Invisalign. Hopefully that will be it and I won't have to do any course corrections at the end. To be honest, I'm actually a little fed up with this procedure because it's taking so long. It's been extremely taxing emotionally at times just because of the amounts of pain that I've experienced, mostly due to that procedure, the first Propel procedure. I'll never forget that, and honestly, it really played with my mind a little bit, but has it been worth it? Yes, not gonna lie, especially when I see the before and afters, it really puts into perspective how big of a change it's been and how, hey kitty, the change has been dramatic. I can't deny that. I'm really happy with the end result, but I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing how it would all be finished. Finally be free of attachments and elastics and plastic in my face. I honestly, I'm a little bit over it. I'm ready to be done with this. But now I'm actually going to show you what it looks like when I have my Invisalign in plus the elastics because it's a mouthful. Here I have my Invisalign trays, my elastics, which are the golf ones, and then I actually use a crocheting needle for the elastics because I find it really easy to put them on and off. The Invisalign tray is going. And then usually I take my Chewy that they give you with the Invisalign, so you can tell when I have my Invisalign in, I sound different, and especially in videos, for some reason, it's even more obvious than in real life. So, I'll usually just give it a chew on the little Chewy to seat them better, and then I take 3 elastics because I have 3 places or 3 teeth that are being pulled down. I place the elastics on those buttons first. So on those, and then 2 and 3. And then what I do is I'll take this and I'll grab the elastic and Now this one here is actually a triangular setup for this elastic because it needed a lot of movement. So there's that. And then this one here. Oh. This happens a lot on this tooth. They fly off and they go to this one. Alright. I'm actually kind of glad that that happened. So you see, I experience that on a nightly basis when I put my elastics in. I have one fling or it like snaps on my lip all the time and hurts like hell. There you go. So here we go. This is actually what it looks like when I have all my elastics in and my Invisalign in. And so you can see why I would elect not to actually want to wear this all the time during the day, especially when I talk, because I find that they pull so much of my teeth together or down that I almost have a hard time opening my mouth, and I don't want to talk. You can tell it's really awkward right now because, you know, it's just there and hard to move my face. And then this one here flies off a lot and stings, and sometimes the elastics will actually break. So if I know I'm not going to be going anywhere, I wear them. But if I know I'm going to be in public or speaking, then I don't put them in. It's too much. So there's that. And then when I take them off, I basically just grab this, and it's really easy with this little tool, and I just go, you know, it comes off. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. And then tray 1, tray 2, and done. So I'm really excited to have this over and done with. My cat's been with us for a while now. I can't wait, like I said, to have this finished. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to making my next update because that means that I will finally be done my entire process for my teeth. When I do my next update, I'll do it after I've done everything. So that means my Invisalign is done, my whitening is done, and my crown is done. At that point, I'm going to do an update and go from there. But until all that's done, I think I'm going to leave this as the second last Invisalign update. So if there's any questions that you'd like me to address about Invisalign or about elastics or about anything relating to the Propel procedure, please put that in the comment section below and I'll address that in my final Invisalign video. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Follow me on Instagram where I post daily motivation, and I hope you have a wonderful time. I'll see you back here shortly. Bye.